Samsung has just dropped two new phones into the super competitive mid-range market, the Galaxy A57 and its slightly more affordable sibling, the A37. Now, they definitely share a family resemblance, but trust me, under the hood, there are some really key differences that could make or break your decision. Okay, so let's just get right into it. At a glance, you could easily mistake one for the other, but there's a pretty noticeable price gap between them. And that brings us to the big question, right? Are the upgrades you're getting with the fancier A57 actually worth that extra cash? We're gonna find out. So here's how we're gonna break it all down for you. First, we'll cover the outside story, the design, how it feels, and that display. Then we're gonna pop the hood and see what's going on with performance. After that, it's a tale of two cameras. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with the final verdict. Let's do it. Right then, first up, the physical stuff. How do these phones actually feel when you're holding them? And what's the screen you're going to be staring at all day like? Let's get into the things you can actually touch and see. At first glance, these numbers look pretty close, don't they? But check it out. The A57 is not only thinner, but it's also almost 20 grams lighter. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but you will absolutely feel that difference in your hand day to day. And yeah, it's great to see that IP68 water and dust resistance on both. But that build material line? Oh yeah, that's where things get really interesting. So here's the first major difference. The Galaxy A57 is built with a proper aluminum frame, while the A37 uses plastic. And this is not just about looks, okay? That aluminum gives the A57 this really premium, solid feel. And as we're about to see, it has a huge impact on its overall toughness. And boom, this is what that aluminum frame gets you in the real world. In a standardized drop test, the A57 survived a massive 270 falls, which earned it a top-tier Class A rating. The A37, well, it tapped out after 180 falls. That means the A57 is literally 50% more durable. If you're a bit clumsy, that alone might be worth the price of admission. Now, when it comes to the screens, let's be clear. Both of them are absolutely beautiful. They're big, they're sharp, and that 120 Hz refresh rate makes everything just glide. But the A57 has a little secret weapon called HDR10+. What does that even mean? Well, it means you get deeper blacks, brighter highlights, and colors that just pop when you're watching stuff on Netflix or YouTube. It's a subtle upgrade for sure, but if you love watching videos on your phone, you'll notice it. All right, so we've covered the outside. Now it's time to see what is actually powering these things. Let's talk performance, because honestly, this is where that price difference really starts to make a whole lot of sense. Okay, under the hood, both phones are running Samsung's latest 4nm Exynos chips, which is awesome for efficiency. But, and listen, this is a big but, they are not the same chip. The A57 is packing the brand new, more powerful Exynos 1680, and that is a serious step up from the 1480 you'll find in the A37. And it's not just about the main processor. The A57 also gets a major upgrade in the graphics department with the Xclipse 550 GPU. Now, if you're a gamer, this is what you want to hear. This means higher frame rates, better-looking graphics, and just an all-around smoother experience in your games. This is a huge, huge win for the A57. And hey, if you're a numbers person, just look at this. 1.3 million. That's the A57 score on the Antutu Performance Benchmark. To put that into perspective, that's not just good for a mid-range phone. That's getting pretty close to what flagships were scoring not too long ago. This number basically means a phone that feels fast, snappy, and responsive no matter what you throw at it. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about cameras. Both of these phones have that triple camera setup, and look, the spec sheets can get a little confusing, so we're just gonna cut right through the noise and focus on the one key difference that photographers are really gonna care about. All right, camera time, and this is pretty interesting. You might expect a huge difference across the board, but the main 50-megapixel camera, it's the exact same sensor on both phones. And that little macro lens for those super close-up shots? Yep. Identical. This actually makes our job way easier because the whole decision really just boils down to one single camera. And here it is, the deciding factor, the ultra-wide camera. The A57 gets a much better 12-megapixel sensor, while the A37 is working with 8 megapixels. So what does this mean for your actual photos? Well, if you love taking those big, sweeping landscape shots or trying to cram all your friends into one group photo, the A57 is going to give you noticeably sharper and more detailed pictures. Simple as that. And hey, for all you selfie fans out there, the decision is even easier. Both the A57 and the A37 have the exact same 12-megapixel front-facing camera, so when it comes to the hardware, you can expect pretty much identical selfie quality no matter which phone you pick. All right, we have covered the build, the screen, the performance, and the cameras. It is time to bring it all together and finally answer that big question we started with. What do you actually get for your money? And is the A57 really worth that extra price? First things first, let's talk about the price. The A37 comes in at a very wallet-friendly £399. The A57, on the other hand, is a pricier £529. That is a $130 difference. So let's lay out exactly what that extra $130 gets you. And here you have it, the final breakdown. That extra bit of cash gets you 5 pretty significant upgrades. You get that premium aluminum frame, a better display with HDR10+, a much faster chipset, a superior ultra-wide camera, and that top-tier Class A drop resistance. When you see it all laid out like this, it's a pretty compelling list of improvements. Now, just to be totally fair here, the cheaper A37 did score one small victory. Believe it or not, in testing, its speakers were actually a tiny bit louder and fuller than the A57's. Is that a deal breaker? Probably not for most people, but hey, a win is a win. So there it is. The A57 is without a doubt the more powerful, more premium, and more durable phone. The A37 is the smart, sensible, value-packed choice. We've laid out all the facts for you, but now the final decision, well, that's up to you. So which one is it going to be?